Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. Very late today, Friday. I've been very busy with work and various other things, but I'm here at the tarot table and I have the very cartoonish Disney Villains Tarot. It's a novelty tarot deck, but we are dealing with someone who, at least in the Parkle minds, is a villain. The arch villain, I think we could call him, Piers Morgan. And the story we're looking at today, or this evening, is the story from Lady C that really, and a few other people as well, but really the whole point of this court case, the mirror hacking trial that Harry has brought and various other co-plaintiffs, is to destroy Piers Morgan. And his great sin, apart from being a friend of Meghan from the past, and then she had to dump him, ghost him, because of course he was pre-Harry and she didn't want anything to do with him when she had finally landed that fish at, people speculate, Soho House, the very evening that she met Piers for drinks in London for the first time. Anyway, that's going back, way back in the way back machine. But we are here now, and we know that Piers Morgan famously stormed off the set of his morning show on ITV, saying he didn't believe a word of the Oprah interview. He got very, very steamy, very stormy. He stormed off, and he was fired, basically. Meghan Markle wrote to Carolyn McCall at ITV. She's very left-leaning, very woke. ITV is very sympathetic to the Parkles, and Piers was summarily dismissed. And he's bounced back, of course. But Harry has made it very clear in his opening salvo in that testimony that Piers was in his sights, and Lady C says that this is all revenge. This is Meghan really is the motivating factor behind this court case. She wants Piers destroyed. She wants him crushed like Philip Schofield, also an ITV presenter. She wants that, him ruined, trashed. Basically, he was, of course, the editor of the Mirror newspaper at the time of all this alleged hacking. And so that is what's going on. Piers himself has been very quiet. He has said that for once in his life, he's going to stay quiet while this is all in court, while the case is obviously proceeding. The wise course of action is just to stay quiet, not comment on a court case where your name is being dragged through the mud. But he said he has got lots to say afterwards. That would worry me if I were one of the Parkles. It would really, really worry me. There is, of course, that mystery dossier on Meghan Markle that a lot of people say the British press have and are sitting on for the right moment. And just like that tape that Lady C has referenced and other people have mentioned as well, that apparently is being held somewhere for the great moment of revelation. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking here, and let's do our disclaimer, we're talking here about tarot for fun and entertainment. So all my opinion, it's all speculation. We read on energy here, archetypal energy, and there is, of course, a disclaimer in the box below. I am going to do a Celtic cross on this, on the Piers Morgan angle. And from Meghan's point of view, how she really feels about this man. What is her problem with him? Just because he didn't believe her and he stormed off set and she got him fired. And what he might be up to in the future, or what he might be coming out and saying in the future. So that's where our Celtic cross is heading. Basically with the Disney Villains Tarot, a nice trashy tarot deck. Every now and then it's good to have some trash. Because we're dealing, in my opinion, with trash. We've got the world coming out as our underlying opinion, underlying energy. It is an opinion, of course, because it's my opinion and it's tarot. But the world is, of course, a very successful ending. Who is the one who's going to end this little round? successfully. We're going to find out at the end of this reading. Hopefully someone is going to emerge triumphant from this. Somebody with that World card is going to be very pleased, feel like they have completed something, they have done something successfully, and the end of that story. But it's going to be very, very public. And of course, this spat, this conflict is very, very public. It couldn't be more public, really. And they're neither of them shy, retiring characters, Meghan Markle or Piers Morgan. And so really this is great entertainment for all of us, and that's why we do tarot, and that's why we watch it. I need to bring this next card out, just by the way, because this is the next underlying energy. Sometimes the universe says, go look at the next card. We've got the Empress, and the Empress, look at her. Doesn't she remind you of someone we all know? She's in reverse. That's the Mother card. That's the value. That's the divine feminine, the archetypal woman. And she's in reverse. That tells us a little story, that card. Look at the energy and how similar it is, the artwork. And very interesting. I think we have our reading. I can go away and make dinner. Or sit down fluffy, desperate to sit on my lap. She's cold and wants to go to bed, but sitting somewhere warm. And so the situation, we've got the Eight of Cups. This is a tragedy. We're reading from Meghan's point of view here, just by the way. The Eight of Cups is a terrible thing that happened, that has broken your heart, and you is going sorrowfully away from, leaving behind something you loved, something you felt you connected with. That would be Meghan. Feeling that Piers was once her darling friend, a loyal supporter. He loved her. She really, she caught him on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram. And now she's got to go sorrowfully away and leave it behind. Poor Meghan. So that's where we are. It is something that she's very upset about, this whole thing. She feels, purely subjectively, she feels betrayed, and this was all terribly hurtful, and she couldn't believe it when he came out so directly and said, I don't believe a word that woman said. I'm probably misquoting, but along those lines, and stormed off the set in a tantrum. And that was in the very early days when a lot of people were still enthralled to Meghan Markle and still believed everything she said. Now, not so much. Now I think the whole country would be applauding and wanting a knighthood. Her problem is the King of Cups. Her problem, why is she troubled by the situation with Piers Morgan? King of Cups is, she really wants his support. She wants his emotional support. She wanted him to be on her side. She wanted him to love her. The King of Cups does give you that emotional support, that devotion and that loyalty, and that sort of a feeling that somehow you're in the right. You know, when something bad happens to you and there's two sides of the story, it's always nice to have someone in your corner who says, of course you're right, and I believe you, and I support you. And she wanted that. She wanted the King of Cups. Very influential, our King of Cups. He's not a King of Cups. He's not a water sign, of course, Piers Morgan. But she wanted that. She wanted that energy. She wanted him in her corner. She wanted him on daytime TV saying, oh, this poor woman, she's been so traumatized. First her dreadful family, her own blood family, then the royal family, then the press, everyone's so awful to her. She wanted that. She didn't get it. And it bothers her. It bothers her. King of Cups, very interestingly, is of course her father, as well, Cancerian man. She needs this kind of emotional support from some father figure. And we won't go into sort of amateur psychology and all of that. But of course her childhood, broken home, disappeared mother, 10 years. 10 years, where did she go? And daddy, and she needs daddy. Just like Harry needs mummy. I'm not an expert. This is my very amateur opinion or speculation, but interesting cards. Her motivation for this court case, Eight of Wands. What's really going on is to get their story out, this Eight of Wands, to come rushing in with evidence, with stories. Harry's got all these things that he finds very suspicious. so suspicious, but he can't quite actually come up with any factual evidence to back him up. But there is a story, it's a PR story, the Eight of Wands is a message going out. We're right, Harry was abused by Piers Morgan in the mirror, and this is our narrative, and there it goes, bang, bang, bang. It's like fireworks going off, boof, in the sky. Everyone can see it because we're dealing with the world here. Get your message out. I did a reading yesterday on how it was for Harry there in the hot seat. And it was traumatic, even though he really wanted it and he really wanted his day in court. It ended up being quite traumatic. But this was fireworks. We're going to get back at you, Piers. We're going to clap back with these messages that are going to come out. Goal of this court case. Goal of this court case is Meghan Markle, Queen of Wands in reverse. That's a classic Meghan Markle card, especially when it's in reverse. It's come eat this apple. It's drama, it's theatre, it's revenge, it's rage, it's very, very tricky energy because it's so fiery, it's so angry, it's so melodramatic, and it leads into that energy of wanting to get your revenge, wanting to tempt someone, wanting them to bite on that apple, be poisoned, and die. That's what the apple is, isn't it? So I'm being, of course, very theatrical and dramatic myself because I read energy here and I am in the Queen of Wands energy, and especially in reverse in her shadow aspect. But she's very angry and she really wants him to fall. She really does. So past energy, Meghan's view of Piers in the past. Two of Cups, love, look at it. Look at it. King of Cups, Two of Cups. This was soulmate. This was we connect. I'm not going to get into all tawdry and tacky, but she felt she had a supporter there. She felt she had somebody who was on her side. He really fancied her. He really liked her. Really supported her. He's of course a married man, and I'm not suggesting for 1 second that anything untoward happened, but it's a real connection. And she thought she had someone. She was, of course, going into the UK. She was looking for her wealthy British husband because she'd got through all the men of North America. Ha, ha, ha. And she was looking for her Prince Charming, who she turned into a frog. But Two of Cups, she thought that they connected. She thought that he supported her. He really was very fond of her. Let's leave it like that. For the sake of the thought police, the machine. But what's coming next and in the future, or near future, of course, Piers is going to have his say. So I specifically want to know from universe with this card, what is Piers going to do when this court case is over and he gets his chance to have his say? What is he going to do? Four of Coins, and it's a treasure chest. Look at it. Stacked full of goodies. What did I say about a dossier that people are sitting on? Full of treasures waiting. That's your most important things that you keep stashed away. Normally it's got a lock and a key. Open it, take out something, and here, dazzle everybody with it. This is going to be drip fed. He's got some goods there in the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Coins. Normally it's about control and security. And it is security. It's kind of your what you put in your Swiss bank, your bank vault in Switzerland. In case I die, it's all on this memory stick. This is where it all is. If I die in mysterious circumstances, if I fall out of a window in Moscow, here it is. It's that. It's his safety, it's his security, it's his vault, it's his treasure chest. He's got it all stashed away and it's open. I would be very worried if I were in Montecito right now. I would be so worried. Her attitude to Piers, what does she really think of him? 10 of Swords. So 10 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Swords is she wants him to die, but she doesn't want him to die once. She wants him to die and die again. Die hard and die harder. She wants to destroy him. This is a card that says destroyed, ruined, the Ten of Swords. So I'm reading tarot cards here, and I'm just telling you what the tarot card says. Ten of Swords, go and look it up. It's ruin. In the reverse, it is ruin upon ruin upon ruin, down 7 generations of ruin. Wow. This is like sticking pins in someone and sort of, as I say, putting a curse on them and their house for 7 generations. I'm not suggesting for 1 second that Meghan Markle is doing such things, but the energy is there, the viciousness, the anger, the desire to see him fall and never, ever, ever get up again. It's so intense. It's very hard to actually speak right now because my heart, it feels like I've got a fist around my heart. I need to get out of that energy. What pressure is Meghan under? Never mind the treasure chest over there. What pressure is she under? The Magician. That's Piers. Piers has got, he has got, what's the word? The Magician has got all the attributes of the tarot. He's got everything. He's got the wands and the cups and the swords and the pentacles. He's got the money. He's got the time. He's got the connections. He's got the words, the gift of the gab. He can pull at people's heartstrings. He can connect with them like that. He's got it all. The Magician has it all. The Magician makes stuff happen. The Magician pulls rabbits out of hats or things. That's a Pandora's box as well, just by the way. It was there in my mind. I didn't articulate it properly. The Pandora's box that Piers has got open there. He's got it all. He can make stuff happen. Conjure it out of nothing. And very powerful. There's somebody you don't want to mess with in the tarot. It's this guy, the Magician, Mercury. You don't want to mess with that guy, ever. A very interesting card that. It's the card when I do energy work on these cards and the archetypes that they represent. And I have done a lot of energy work with these archetypes. That is the guy. That is trouble. Anyway, she knows it. She knows because she recognizes it, because she also is it, in my opinion. So let's move on. Her hopes and fears right now, apart from all those 10 swords going into Piers Morgan, killing him. 10 of Wands. Look at her. She wants to cause as much trouble as possible in Piers Morgan's life. 10 of Wands. She wants to burden him and burden him and burden him, that he never gets out from under these piles and piles of court cases and bad press and everything else. She wants to heap upon heap upon heap of scorn and misery upon him. But also, there is some fear in here, just a little bit of fear in there, that this might come back and bite her and be her 10 of Wands. That he could do the same to her. Why? Because of the Magician. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to come out of this all fresh and smiley and clean? If anyone. We've got the Devil in reverse. We've got the Devil in reverse. I have to say that she is the devil in my readings. Her energy comes through as that. She's in reverse. And those of you who've watched this channel for any length of time will know that whenever I see Old Scratch come out in a reading, I say, oh, we know who that is. That's in Montecito. Because it's her energy of anger and toxicity and obsession. And we have an obsession here. We have an obsession with somebody who dared to doubt her truth, dared to say it in public, the world. I don't believe you. I don't believe a word you're saying. And I know I don't believe you because I don't believe you because you ghosted me in the past. There's our devil, and our devil has been defanged at the end there. And we have the World and we have the Empress in reverse as our underlying energy here. So that backs me up over here. It's going to be public defanging of the devil at some stage. And the devil in reverse is somebody is going to sort of release all that poison and that toxicity and cut themselves free of that poison and that toxicity and that obsession. That's not Megan. Megan doesn't cut herself free from obsessions and toxicity. It's not her style. It's not who she is. Somebody is waiting, and somebody, I would say, is going to get their upper hand with that devil, of that devil. Pronouns, prepositions, do beg your pardon. It's been a long day. It feels like Saturday, but it's not, unfortunately. There we go. That's your reading with the Tarot of Disney Villains. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.